So we've just seen in the last video how to set up a poncho close to the ground against a tree. So we're just going to try a different shelter now, just to give obviously a few different examples. So obviously many of these on YouTube, but just for the people, friends and family that following this channel, just a different setup, so that you can try something a bit different. Alright, so let's see how this one works. So again, we've set up this poncho, different configuration this time. As you can see, it's probably a little bit higher, but it's still giving you ample shelter. I would say this is more set up for the summer rather than the winter. It's obviously got a lot of through wind coming through here, so definitely more one for the summer, but it'll keep the light rain off of it. The advantages of this type of shelter is, as you can see, there's a lot of room at the back here. It means you can push yourself down into the back there if you wanted to, but it also means you can have a lot of pack in amongst with you, so your rucksack, everything can come into use easy. You've got plenty of room there as well. Also, wide front, you can have a fire again in front, the full length of yourself there, so it means that you can keep yourself warm that way as well. Again, it will reflect through. Now, what we've done with this shelter, the same as the last shelter, we've used one piece of paracord or one piece of cordage, which is continuous. This may, I know there'll probably be people who go, oh yeah, well it does this and it does that, and that's not great. But this for me works, and that's what it's all about. It's what I find works well, and I'm just trying to show those who I love and care about, to those friends of mine, things that might sort of help them if they're in a situation. So we're going to go through that now to show you what I've done and how I set this up, and yeah. So see from the front here, this is what it looks like from the front. As I said to you before, lots of room here for a fire, which is absolutely perfect. We're going to go through quickly how we set this up. We've got two trees, obviously quite close together for this one. That's the thing you've got to try and find. That's probably the one thing you've got to try and do. And what we did first is we came along and we went round each tree to set up the ridge line. Now I'll probably do a little video at the end of how I did this, but this is just a two-way piece of line here. It's not considered a knot at all. It's more of a tensioner really. And I did this on both sides of the tree. What that means is to begin with it's a little slack, but as you bring this cord round, as you can see, it comes down to the eyelet, and it's exactly the same on the other eyelet. This means as you're pulling it through, it's going to tension everything up. This is now, as you can hear, very tall. So that's exactly what I was after. Then obviously I did a double loop through the eyelet. This just holds the eyelet in pretty much the right place. It gives it a little bit of movement if it needs to. That's another thing you want to think about. You don't want this so tight it's going to like break anything. But it just gives you a bit of movement. It comes down, and obviously down to the peg down the bottom there. It's exactly the same on the other side. So this canvas then goes over the ridgeline and comes down to the back. Now you would have seen that in many other videos. We used the three metal pegs on the three eyelets at the back. So and then once we'd organised all of the front, we was able to tighten it up. So it's just a process of doing it first and then tightening it up. This setup took us probably 3 to 4 minutes opposed to the 1 to 2 minutes of the other setup. So slightly longer, but not exactly hours and hours of setting up. As I said again, the advantages is you've now still got your cord. It's still 100%. There's no knots tied in it. It's not damaged in any way. It just means, again, this is not if you're out in the woods for a weekend. This is if there was a situation. You want to be keeping as much of your cord secure as best as possible. So this is another setup that allows that. So we'll leave you with that, and I'll probably do a little video of how I just did those tensioner pieces. So just going to quickly go through now just the way I did this tensioning loop. All it is just take it over, bring your cord round, simple as that, come over, so you're coming over it, and you come back round. Nice and easy, nothing too hard about that. And all you're going to do then is you're going to reverse it. So you're going to tension it slightly, come back round the branch or tree. I'll bring it through so it's easier to see. And you're going to come back on itself again, like that. Okay, and bring it back round. This now will then take up a lot of tension. You can see that. Really doing the job that I want it to. But it also means just a little bit, you can slack it back off again. So this is not a knot, so you're not having to worry about knots and tying and tying knots up. This is just something, this is just a very easy way of then continuing the line down. This line then can continue down to that eyelet, as I said, and then it can tension off of that eyelet as well. Okay, so that's just how it's done. Okay.